this is the leader, Charles-Barclay, back at the big time, back from injury, and back out at the front leading the pack.
This is her return from injury race. Everyone's just really excited and happy to see Lucy injury-free and back out there today.
If anybody that follows any of her social media will know about the pain cave and the grueling training that she does, particularly on the bike.
Been a tough race, but let's not forget, she wasn't supposed to be here at this stage of the season.
Triathlon to me is definitely my whole life. As most people know, I started out my life as a swimmer and then transitioned into triathlon on a bit of a whim. On the year that I was turning 21, I was like, I think I want to try and do an Ironman triathlon. From the moment that me and Reece embarked on that journey, we knew straight away that we, one, loved it. It was never about being good at it, it was just about enjoying it. We felt like the community in triathlon was so much bigger, more friendly than anything we'd ever experienced in swimming, and I think that's one big thing that drew us into the sport. We was able to make progress quite quickly because of our swim background, and it quickly did take over our whole life. Actually, we love this. We love the lifestyle, we love travelling the world to race, we love meeting new people. It's changed our life, but in such a positive way. We feel really, really lucky to have found triathlon at this point in time where the sport is just booming, the standard is raising, more and more people are getting involved, and yeah, it seems like a really special time for the sport. If we go back to mid-March when I flew home from Lanzarote to get some scans on my hip, I remember going in to have the scans thinking, you know what, there might be a small tear, there's probably a small issue, it will be easy to fix, it won't be anything too dramatic. Going in for the consultation after having the scan, straight away when I walked into the room I felt quite nervous. I just had a feeling that actually maybe this is going to be quite bad. When the consultant sat me down and showed me the scans and said, look, there's a stress fracture here. This is not a great place to have a stress fracture. It's a pretty serious one. You need to take this seriously. Lucy, you need to think about 2023 now and probably right off this year. It's going to be a long road to recovery from this. They put me on crutches, which I felt like, what, I needed to be on crutches all this time. And I remember calling Reece outside the clinic and saying, this is bad. Like, one, we need to write off the World Championships in Utah, the Sub-8 project, like my whole year is pretty much a mess. It felt like the rug had been pulled beneath me. I was on a journey to have a massive year this year and I knew that that wasn't going to be the case. So it was really, really tough. I felt responsible for the injury and it felt really hard to tell the whole team because I felt like I'd let the whole team down. The fundamental thing was I had an incredible team of people giving me the best advice, not rushing the recovery, taking the time to just let your body mend. That was definitely the hardest part, just sitting around not really doing anything. And then as soon as we started on that gradual progression to recovery, I felt in a really good place. Every single step forward is getting me closer to where I want to be, back to doing the sport that I love, back to doing my job. I was really lucky. I flew out to Austria, I worked with the team in Red Bull. They went and dug into every single element of the injury, like I've said before. We didn't just want to come back the same athlete, we wanted to come back stronger. We're doing this, and I'm not just going to come back as I was before. I'm going to have figured out why this injury happened, make sure it never happens again, and actually make sure that I'm a stronger, more robust athlete for it. So this incredible team of people around me was amazing. Not only the experts, but just the community of triathlon that really got behind me. I've never received so many messages wishing me well, wishing me back to doing what I love, not just from the top pro athletes that have experienced similar injuries, but from the whole wider community. Everyone, I felt like had my back and wanted to see me back on the start line. So that was extremely positive and definitely made the process a lot easier. There was dark days. There were days where I was thinking, God, I'm doing the most minor of small exercise and it feels so difficult, and trying to learn how to walk properly again because I wasn't walking in the right way. All of that felt like so a million miles away from being back to where I wanted, and at times that was really difficult, but it was about focusing on those small steps day by day by day. As the ball got rolling, it felt like the progression was quite quick and the fitness started to come back as soon as I could get in the water. It was a really, really tough journey, but I just had the most amazing team and community around me. Once I got back racing, which was 100% sooner than I expected, I never thought I would be back on the start line in Slovakia on that Collins Cup weekend when I raced the World Long Distance Championships. I remember having quite a big motivation to be back racing that weekend because I really wanted to be part of the Collins Cup. And once I wasn't selected from that, it almost was that additional bit of fire to want to be back and proving that I was ready to be back racing that weekend. I didn't know how it was going to go. We'd seen glimmers of really good stuff in training, but I knew I didn't have this huge backbone of training because I hadn't been back training that long. I didn't have a huge base to fall back on. We'd seen some good speed that I didn't really know where it'd come from. I remember on the morning just having goosebumps. I'm actually back doing what I love doing, and I had to pinch myself in that moment and be like, actually, the end result today doesn't matter. It's about the fact that you're back here doing what you love doing around the other athletes that are loving it as well. It was just an incredibly special day. It couldn't have gone better, I guess, to get that win on my first race back, to take a world title with it. And I love racing in Slovakia. I always feel like everyone there loves the course, loves the atmosphere. They're always behind you on that finish line. It was definitely one of the biggest highlights of the year because it just meant the injury was behind me and we could focus on what was coming next.
For Lucy Charles-Barclay, the comeback is complete, and that is what it means to come back from adversity.
If we look at the start of the year, I never would have dreamt of having a race season. I might have dreamt of maybe making the start line in Kona, but that felt like an impossible task at the beginning of the year. So actually, to go and start my season in Slovakia with a win, to kick it off with a bang, to then go on to do multiple races and have good results. I don't think I finished outside of the top 4 all season in my races, and managed to cram in 4 major races in the space of 3 months was an incredible feat, and something that without the team I wouldn't have done, and I wouldn't have actually dreamt of doing it at the start of the year. I definitely am proud of that, and I think the hardest thing at the end of the year was I was disappointed with some of the results, but at the same time I was just incredibly proud of my effort, and I knew I couldn't have done any more. As an athlete, the fact that you want more means you're doing the right thing. It means you're driven. It means every single day you've got something to work towards. And yes, I am incredibly proud, but I'm also excited for next year. I think we can just build on the lessons learnt this year. And when I said I wanted to come back a stronger athlete from the injury this year, I don't think I'm done doing that yet. I didn't have the chance to really prove that journey we've been on because it was very short. It felt quite crammed and rushed in the end to get back, and I'm so incredibly proud that we did. I feel like the journey isn't done yet of becoming back and being a stronger athlete next year. I really sometimes can't believe that we did it, and I do have to sit back and think, actually, some of those results, yes, I would have wanted more, but at the same time, how could I possibly have done any more to get back on those start lines? When you've got injured, it can be a bit of a minefield of where to begin, where do we start? It was helpful to have the team to point me in the right direction, to have my husband there to support me all the way through, to have my coach Dan setting the training plan, working along the experts at Red Bull. I couldn't have done it without them, to be honest. I have to say I'm so thankful to those people, and like I said, it wasn't just those people, it was everyone that daily would send me a message or support. And when I got back on Zwift, there'd be messages popping up of people so happy just to see me back riding on the bike. So it's not just about the experts, it's about the wider community and the way that they give you that encouragement day in, day out. It might look super glamorous being a pro athlete, but it is a graft every single day. And if you've got those people popping up saying you're doing a great job, it just makes the job a lot easier. So not just a thank you to the experts, it's a thank you to that wider community that helped me as well. So in case you missed it on my socials, we are joining forces with Kollektiv to bring you an app, which is basically a community, part of Team Charles-Barclay, where you will be coached by experts that will be following mine and Reese's training and coaching ethos, our goals and our race strategies. You will get a behind the scenes look at training, the highs and the lows of being a professional athlete, which isn't posted on social media. You will get to see in more detail on this app, unlike anywhere else online. By joining Team Charles-Barclay, you will get hyper-personalised training plans towards your individual needs. So whether that's you want to focus on your swim for your up-and-coming race, or it may even encourage you to take a bit of a rest because of an injury, but this plan is going to be super tailored to your personal needs to give you the ultimate peak performance leading into your races. You will also have access to resources that will not be available outside of the app. So you will not see these things on my social media. We will dive deeper into my race strategies, my race nutrition, how you can tailor your nutrition in training to races, and how we look at every single part of what it is to be a triathlete. My thinkings towards training and racing, and we'll give you access to all of that. Reese and I decided to create this community. Really, I couldn't have done this year without the community. Having a strong and positive community to feed off of was a big catalyst for the results that I had this year. So if we're able to recreate that for other athletes, it's going to have a successful environment for them to not only work hard, work towards their goals, but also bounce off one another, learn from one another. You don't just get access to myself and Reese, but you'll get access to other experts in the field and also the wider community of Team Charles-Barclay. We know how much the community helped us this year, and we just want to give back. This app has a lot going for it. Of course, I'm a bit biased, but I definitely feel like the way the community got behind me this year took my performances to a new level off the back of an injury. Give it a try and see what you think. It may just take your racing and performances to a whole new level in 2023. So our Team Charles-Barclay community on Kollektiv is launching in mid-January. We'll have the link in the description for the pre-sign up and more details. This is going to be an affordable, accessible, personalised and global platform. So come and get involved, join the community, take a look below and find out more. If you watched our previous video, we did a giveaway to win a signed Cube t-shirt. The winner of that giveaway is Jess Page, who said that our rematch with the Norwegian hype train should be a bleep test, and I love it. I'll speak to Christian and Gustav on the phone and see if they're up for it. But thanks for taking part of the competition. As always, make sure to stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Like and subscribe. We may even have some more competitions in those future videos.